Invest in exposure. Anytime you see that your life is just operating around a cycle, one small space, these 3 people is your best friends. You always, 3 weeks is just the same cycle. Break that cycle. By breaking, I'm not saying fight anybody. Don't break friendship. But introduce a new detail, something that gives you an exposure to a higher way of life. If not, if you stay in that clique alone, after a while, the clique will form the basis of your exposure. You can't think beyond that clique. So there are times where you spend money to see what is bigger than you. When you now come back to where you are, restlessness will be inside. I remember I went for a meeting one day. When I now came back to television, I said, what is happening here? Me that we used to celebrate everything we were doing in television before. When I came back from the meeting, I entered my room. I was looking at the ceiling with anger. I said, what kind of ceiling is this? The hotel they allowed me, it was so fine that sleeping is an abuse of the labor of the hotel. So you need to be awake just to be enjoying the ambience, be looking at things. Why should you sleep? If you see the pillars, they are made of marble. If you see the paint they use, it's like glass. Everything was imported. When I sat down on the bed, it sustained me 3 times like this. I said, what's happening here? I now came back to Angwan Yelwa. I said, no, never. Guess what? I came back with a copy of that reality inside my mind. Meanwhile, there are people in Angwan Yelwa that if they get what I have, they are made in life. They are okay. But my exposure will not let me remain small.